Hello, and welcome to WebScript. I am Klaytn and I will be your host. Today we will see how to deploy our first website on a VPS, starting from scratch, and only using a terminal. We will use NGINX, we will make a user, and assign the necessary permissions for deploying a website. I have a VPS, which I am not using anymore, and until my rental period is over, it's only for testing purposes. My virtual private server is rented on PQ hosting, and I will reinstall my Ubuntu operating system to start fresh. It's not going to last long, but let's give some fast forwarding until Ubuntu is reinstalled. Now we can start fresh, and let's open up a terminal window. I am using the command prompt to connect to my VPS. We will use SSH, or Secure Shell Protocol, to securely log on to my VPS. So, to do this, in the terminal window, using the command SSH, root, which is the remote server username, and, let me just copy paste the IP address of my VPS server. Enter, and it's not working. This is because I just reinstalled the operating system, and the host key it's not recognized. But, luckily there is a simple solution. So, I will just delete my local SSH saved keys from my VPS IP address. The doc is named known_hosts, located in .ssh directory. And, if we give it a try now, we see that it works. I will give it a yes to continue, and now we have to enter the password for our remote server. Copy-paste the password. Enter. And now I am connected to my VPS. Clear the terminal, and now let's begin the configuration to deploy our first static website. First, let's begin with an update to our server. So, run the command sudo apt update. This one is going to go fast. Once it's finished, let's do a sudo apt upgrade. Updating our system is a good practice, because we make sure that we have the latest security upgrades. This one is going to take a while, so let's fast forward a little. All done. Now, let's install Nano. So, let's do a sudo apt-get install Nano. Nano is a popular terminal-based text editor in Linux. And today, we will use it to make our first HTML page on our VPS. Next, let's install UFW. So, let's do a apt install UFW command in our terminal. UFW stands for Uncomplicated Firewall, and it is a command line interface for manipulating our firewall in Linux. And we will use it to open up some ports on our VPS. If we run UFW status command, we see that it's inactive. So, let's run some commands to allow some connections on our VPS. So, let's run AUFW, allow SSH. UFW, allow HTTPS. UFW, allow HTTP. And, finally let's enable it, UFW, enable. Let's check again the status, with UFW, status. And we can see that our firewall is active, and we have our ports opened. Firewall is up and running. And now let's add a user to perform actions on our server. For this, run the command add user, in one word, followed by the username. In my case, let's say Klaytn. We have to specify a new password for our user account. My first attempt already failed, and let me try again. After the password, we have the option to pass the user information, but I'm only testing on this server, so the default options are completely fine for me. To do this, we only hit enter, confirm the informations, and it is done. Let's give it a try, to see if we can connect with our new user. Close the root connection with an exit command. And now, let's SSH, Klaytn, and the IP address. Enter the password of our user. And we are connected with our new username. Before installing NGINX with our new user, and serve our first website, we have to give permissions. If we do not do this, we will get an incident, reporting that our user is not in the sudoers file. Let's connect with root, and run the command usermod, -a, G, sudo, and our username. This means that we append the user to the current group list. Done, and now we can connect again with our new username, using SSH. And install NGINX. So, let's do this. Run the command sudo apt install NGINX. Enter the password, and NGINX will be installed. NGINX is a free, open source, high-performance HTTP server and reverse proxy. And it handles requests using a scalable, event-driven architecture, asynchronous. Some of the biggest sites that we use daily are powered by NGINX. All done. Installation complete. And now we can test to see if our server works. Copy the server IP address and paste it in the browser. We get a default NGINX landing page, meaning that our server works. And we are ready to deploy our custom website. To check the status of our NGINX server, we can run the command sudo systemctl status NGINX. Hit enter, and we can see that is active and running. By default, NGINX serves our website files from a specific directory. This can be changed from the configuration file. But, for now, let's keep it simple. So, my default directory is var www html. And let's change directory to see what we have there. Give the command ls to list the content, and we can see the default NGINX HTML web page. Now, let's make our custom web page, and for this, we need a new HTML file in this directory. Today we are going to use Nano to make a HTML file, but in the next videos, we will see how to upload our static files using SSH, including CSS and JavaScript files, and also images. Moreover, we are going to link our custom domain, and add a free SSL certificate using certbot. So, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Also, if you like this, give me a thumbs up, and share the video. With the command sudo nano index.html, I opened up an HTML file, which will keep it at a simple Hello World web page. To save the file, we use Ctrl+X, give it a lowercase y to save the changes, and press enter. This way our file is saved. And now we can refresh our browser, and see our custom web page. This is it for today. So, what did we learn so far? We've learned how to connect using the Secure Shell protocol, update our server to run the latest security patches, how to add a user, and give him permission to perform actions on our server. Also, we installed NGINX, and deployed our custom HTML page, writing the code directly in the terminal using Nano. In the next videos, we will perform much more on our server. So, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.